Oh, I am so excited about this. I'm going to read you my best journal prompts to get you thinking, like seriously thinking about your life and what the hell you are doing with your life. No, because I love journaling and I know that it is the single biggest contributor to my self-development so far. And that's why I want to share with you my best journal prompts, which have allowed me to uncover feelings that I maybe have been avoiding, maybe don't want to feel, so that you can do them too. I hope you love the video and please subscribe if you aren't already. Let's get into my journal. So this was my journal that I've had since November. It's now full and I'm so sad because it was the best thing ever and the pages are absolutely full, but I have it to look back on. This is my new one. It's not going to last me very long, but honestly, I am not that person who wants fancy, beautiful journals. This one was a present, a gift of someone, so that's why it's extra cute. But honestly, a random notebook, it's not even lined, that works perfectly. So no excuses if you have an ugly notebook. We are just going to get down and do the work, because self-development and personal development is all about doing the actual work and uncovering what is in our heads, understanding those limiting beliefs, why they are there. So let's go. Let's look for some juicy journal prompts to help you become your best version. Okay, here we go. I opened up a page. This is a good one if you are working towards a goal right now and you're trying to get clearer on what your goal in life really is, or why or where you want to be. The prompt is, how does my life look like once I have achieved all of these goals? And on the page before this, I did my different goals in different areas of my life. So I have business, personal, financial, friendship, relationship, and then the prompt, how does my life look like once I have achieved all these goals? I wrote how I spend my days, the work that I do, and the countries that I live in, where I travel. That is a great prompt to kind of understand what your life will look like once you achieve everything, because so much of the time we're wanting to achieve, like this goal or this financial milestone, but like, why do you want that, and what will change in your life once you have that? Because when you understand what's going to change and why you want it, then you can actually start to embody some of those feelings now, and that's manifestation. That's how you can feel the feelings now before you actually get there. But also then you are prepared. Then you are prepared to actually achieve that goal. Because, for example, for me, you probably have heard me say this 1,000 times if you watch my videos. I wanted to quit my cafe job, and then when I did quit, I wasn't left with, oh my god, what do I do now? But I had a plan. I knew what my life would look like after I quit my cafe job. I literally outlined in my journal how I would spend my days once I quit my cafe job. So then I wasn't left feeling lost, feeling stagnant, feeling like I had all this spare time. Because you want to be prepared to achieve your goals. You want your goals to be able to slot into your life seamlessly and be like, I belong here. I was meant to be here the whole time. I just got lost on my way around, That's how our goals are thinking. That's how I like to think anyway. Oh, I love this one. So this was the start of the week journal, and I asked myself, how can I make sure that my activities this week align with my long-term vision or with my current goals? And then I did 2 columns, current goals, long-term vision, and made sure that I listed actions that I could do that week that aligned with both my current goals and my long-term vision. I want to do this like right now, because this is such a good question. Because if you are feeling out of alignment, if you feel like you have this big goal to buy this big house or to run this company, but you feel like nothing you do actually takes you closer to that goal, this is the question that you need to ask yourself.
Okay, let's move on.
Ooh, I did a reframing practice. So I did some reframing from like some negative thoughts that I was having and reframed those into more positive thoughts. So for example, I have a lot of work. And then I said, me last year would be so proud. It's good that the ball is rolling. So instead of being like, oh my god, I have a lot of work, I'm like, I am so grateful that I have a lot of work right now. I'm so grateful because my past self would be so proud of me. So if you're feeling like you are very busy right now, if you're feeling like you're not in shape right now, say, but I am trying, but I am trying to become better, or but I am working towards this, or my past self would be so grateful that she's here right now. Reframing your negatives into more positives. What else do I have? It's winter. It's freaking winter. This winter was like one of my hardest, you know, a long winter in Sweden. So a negative thought that I had was it's winter, and it was playing on my mind, you know, so dark, so cold, hard to work out, everything. And then I reframed that into, I love winter. I don't need to see it as sad and dark and lonely. It's beautiful, a test, and I'm grateful every day. So that's what I reframed that into. And then another one, I pay so much tax. If you are annoyed about tax, I hear you. I pay so much tax, so I was just annoyed about it, to be honest. And I said, things will change. I'm living in this beautiful country, so I'm very, very grateful for that, and I'm safe. So I'm just reframing those negative thoughts into positive things, like, yes, but I'm safe. Yes, but I have this, I'm living in Sweden. Yes, but it's amazing. You know, problems versus solutions. So I wrote down problems that I had in my life and wrote down the solution to the problem. Because sometimes you have problems in your life and you're like, what the hell do I do? And then you're like, you actually know the answer. You actually know solutions that you can do, but you just haven't let your brain, haven't let yourself like put it onto paper and actually get it out on paper. So problem versus solution journaling. If you want to improve yourself, then you can simply ask yourself, improvements I want to make in myself. Because you might be thinking, I want to improve myself, but I want to do better. How? In what areas of your life? And how will you do that? So improvements I want to make in myself. So for example, some of mine were, I want to get better sleep, I want to have less screen time before bed, I want to eat better, I want to value my work more, I want to be making more money, I want less self-doubt. There was all these improvements that I wanted to make, and sometimes when you write them down on paper, you can start to create a plan on how you can actually make those improvements in your life. I'm all about planning, and we can actually plan to become better, but the first thing is actually understanding what we want to improve on. So just writing down improvements you want to make in your life with yourself. I did a lot of like money meditations at one point, meditations, journal practices even. How was my week? What do I want to focus on this week coming? Great weekly practices. Oh, I like this one. If you are working on goals and struggling to enjoy your life, what will I do to enjoy my life here more whilst I still work on my goals? I remember this, and this was a time when I was going through a phase in my life where I felt like I wasn't enjoying life, and I was just working towards goals, and everything felt very stagnant and very like dry, I would say. So I wrote down a list of ways that I can enjoy my life more. And a lot of those things were related to more times with friends, more time being social, things like that. And that just reminds me all the time that humans are social creatures. We like to be around people. Ask yourself, what can you do to enjoy your life more? Okay, I love these ones. These are limiting belief journal prompts. And I think I mentioned this in one of my previous journal videos. But this is where you write down your limiting beliefs. I have so many notes in here. Write down your limiting beliefs. Then write down, what do you want to think differently? So what do you want to counteract these limiting beliefs with? How do you want to override them? And then write down your new beliefs. And then write down who you would be if you embodied those new beliefs. Who would future you be if you embodied those new beliefs rather than those old limiting beliefs that are setting you back? That was a lot of journal prompts from my journal that I genuinely love and I have genuinely done, and I hope that you find the time to do these as well. And I hope that maybe you got some insight and maybe you took some notes of the journal prompts, and now you can start to uncover more about yourself, build that self-awareness, just overall become the best version of yourself, as I always say. And if you're not subscribed to my Slightly Better letter, all about becoming slightly better every single day, then definitely subscribe to that. The link is below. Have a beautiful day, week, month, life. Bye.